I'm having, as you can probably tell from my lovely outfit, I'm having a bit of a under the weather type of day. And I checked my bullet journal just to, like, you know, update it on the daily, my little mood tracker, which I've been doing so well at this month. Look at that, look at all of those moods. But yeah, so I'm doing really well at this, and I'm like, holy crap, it's almost March, which is insane. So I figured I would kind of get a little bit of a head start and begin creating my monthly spreads for March. And while doing that, I figured that I would share with you guys some of my favorite bullet journal supplies, because I really like talking about my bullet journal. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. All right, so I figured I would start off by just kind of giving you guys a little bit of an overview of how my February in my bullet journal has come along. So far, I'm so happy with the way that this looks. I really like the teapot pouring hearts into the cup. And for those of you that know me in real life, you actually know that this was a window that I designed when I worked at David's Tea. For Valentine's Day one year. I can post like the photo of it here if I can find it. I probably will be able to, because I think it's on my Instagram. But yeah, so I figured I would reuse the idea in my bullet journal for February, because I thought that was fitting. And then my little nuts about you kind of title page. This is the first time I've ever done like a monthly title page in a bullet journal. So it was a bit different, but I'm really, really happy with how it turned out, and I'm definitely gonna do another one for March. And then this stuff you guys all saw if you have seen my February kind of setup video, which I will link in the cards up here. If you guys haven't yet, clearly I did a really good job at making a to-do list this month. This is this week, and yeah, so far not doing terrible. Some of the stuff happens in the evening time, and yeah, so that's what I have so far for February. I'm going to be doing the next week spread on this DPS, and then I'm going to start into my March stuff. So without further ado, I guess a good way for me to kind of show you guys how, or what I'm using, is to just kind of do it. And the stuff that I use is pretty much the same every single week. So the first thing I do when I'm planning a week, or when I'm gonna start writing out my week, is I do everything in pencil. This is actually not my favorite pencil to use. I have a thinner one that I believe I got in a set of micron pens, but whatever, it's just a pencil. This one is the Staedtler Graphite 764. I got this at DeSeris, which is probably my favorite art store. I mean, that's hard to say, but I feel like DeSeris has the best selection of actual art supplies, not necessarily crafts, which obviously I love Michael's for that. So I just have that, and I also have a DeSeris eraser. And then my other biggest thing is a ruler. I try to only use the ruler when I'm working in pencil, and then everything else I kind of freehand, because I like the way that it looks when it's not like totally perfect, but the ruler gives me a good outline to follow, because for the life of me, I can't just follow the dots on the pages. So those are kind of my three go-to things when I first start setting up a book or a page. I don't think I even covered this in the first video, but this is a Leuchtturm 1917. yes, book. It's kind of what everybody uses for bullet journals. I love these. This is what I used in my last one, which I can also do a walkthrough. This is how far I've gotten through this one. And I feel like this time the pages are a bit more bulky because I've been doing a lot of watercolor painting in it, which makes the pages ripple a bit, but I kind of like the look of books that have a bit of rippling because, I don't know, it just looks really loved and worn, and I just really like it. I was watching a video by Hello Alice here on YouTube. She's one of my favorite art YouTubers. Also, I'm sorry about the shadows here. Ew, that's kind of awful. I don't know how to really fix it. But anyway, I hope that's not too distracting. But yeah, Hello Alice here on YouTube. She's actually the one that I was watching a couple of her bullet journal videos, and she was using watercolor in her book, and I was like, how the heck have I never thought of that? Because I really like watercolor painting. And I kind of like just throwing in some watercolor, even if it is in an abstract kind of way in here. Anyway, I've done rambling for a bit, so I'm just gonna start sketching out my week. But yeah, so I just kind of toss on an episode of Friends and start sketching away. So here we go. Now I have kind of my basic, I have like my whole chart written in here, but I have like the basic kind of outline of what I like my week to look like, which is this here. Yeah, so far I've been really liking this layout. I'm gonna be doing it a little bit differently this time just because it is a split week with like the month change. So it's gonna look a little bit different. And I'm just gonna erase here so that I know, because I am a forgetful person and I will definitely just paint over that if I don't erase that. So yeah, next I just kind of, well, lately I've been going with some watercolor paint and just kind of making some kind of highlights like these here, just around to add a little bit of fun. So the watercolor paints that I have been using and loving are it's the Sakura Koi watercolor pocket filled sketch box. I know that this is a little bit pricey, especially, well, if you're a beginner, but yeah, I've had this for a few years now and I love it, and you can take it with you on the go. This is what I've been using and whatnot. So yeah, and as you can see, I have a brush in here, but this is one I've been using because I thought I lost this. The thing I like about this is that, as it says in the name, it is a travel set. So I can go out like to a park or wherever really and do some watercolor painting. I actually purchased this when I worked at a 4Cats art studio here in Vancouver, and I freaking love this thing. So yeah, the pen itself has water in it, so you don't need a water cup, and it just, as you can probably see, you just squeeze it and water comes right out of it. So yeah.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade? No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Now that we are back, this is all dry. I just added my numbers in for the days of the week using my favorite pens, my current favorite pens. These are the Tombow ABT acid-free markers, the dual tip pens. These are watercolor pens, so you can use them and then blend them out with water if you so choose. So I've done that, and now it's time to start lining. And my favorite pens for lining are the Micron, these guys, the Micron archival ink Pigma pens. I have a bunch of different sizes. This one here is the 03, which I would say is kind of like your standard point on a fine tip pen, maybe a little bit small. These are my three most used Micron pens. So it's the 03, the 08, which is a much kind of fatter one. This is the one that I use for most of my lines. And then I've got this guy, which is their graphic pen, which is kind of like a really fine kind of marker. Let's see if you can see that, I don't know. But yeah, it's a bit thicker than the 08 and I quite like it. I like the micron pens, especially because they are waterproof and fade proof ink. So if I'm going to do watercolor, I could put the pens down first and the watercolor won't be affected by it. Whereas if I was using one of these ones, this is the DeCeres brand precision pen. This one is in 0.0 or 0.1 rather, which is really tiny. It's not the smallest though. I have this one here, which is, that's the first one. This one here is 0.05, and that one is gonna be the smallest point. But I just don't happen to have this one in a micron, so I use the 0.1 for my little chart here. Okay, so I was just editing the video that you guys just watched, and I realized that I didn't even let you guys know what my favorite pens to write in my bullet journal are. So I'm just doing that really quickly. So they're both from Muji. Well, I have 3 different ones, so 2 from Muji and 1 not. So there's these guys here, which are just, they're like gel pens. And let's see if I can just flip to a page. And they're just like really nice and smooth. I don't know if you can even see that. But they come in a lot of different colors. I have this one, which is obviously black. I have a green one, a purple one, and a gray one. And then this one here is also from Muji, and it's just I don't remember their name exactly. I will put it down below, but basically you can fill it with the ink that you want. Like you can choose their inks. So I just have their, like the finest tip point, because I really like writing in a really fine tip. So I just have black, purple. This focusing is like awful. And turquoise in this one, but I pretty much only use the black, to be completely honest. And then last but not least, my Stabilo pens. I have a whole set of these, and there we go, focus. I don't know why my camera is having trouble focusing right now. But these are the fine point Stabilo pens. This one's my favorite one out of all of them, and it's just this like really vibrant purple color. I don't know what the heck this scribble is, but I've done it twice, there and there. And these come in so many different colors, and they're amazing, and they're my favorite fine liners. Woo! And I got these at Michael's. So that's it for my pens. I'm sorry that was really quick and stuff, but as you can see, it's a completely different day, and I really want to get this video up, so I thought I would share my pens with you guys. And actually, you know what, I suppose since I didn't film an outro for that video, I would do that right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, and share it with your friends that like bullet journal things. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post videos every week, and yeah, so that's all for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.